This year's midterm congressional campaigns haven't been focused much on military issues, but there are major ramifications for defense policy depending on the results of the races. If Democrats hold on to control of the House and Senate, troops and Pentagon leaders are likely to see a continuation of the last 2 years of White House military focus on diversity and modernization. But if Republicans take control of either chamber, they'll be able to shift the debate to some of their top defense priorities. And the biggest will likely be the defense budget. Although Congress has backed steady growth in military spending in recent years, Republican leaders have pushed for even more, saying that the Pentagon's budget isn't keeping pace with foreign threats like China and internal challenges such as inflation. The starting point for a Republican military spending plan could be 10% above the fiscal 2023 defense budget target, which is already over $800 billion. And it could be the basis for some difficult fights over whether to invest more money into military issues or other domestic priorities.
I urge my colleagues to support the bipartisan top-line amendment that includes more than $50 million for intelligence unfunded priorities and $500 million for SOCOM unfunded priorities.
Whether the U.S. military support to Ukraine continues at its current levels also hinges on the election results. Democrats have mostly voiced support for continued flow of money and equipment to troops there in the fight against Russia. But Republican lawmakers have been divided. Kevin McCarthy, the likely Speaker of the House if Republicans win control of the chamber, said last month that his caucus would be less likely to pass generous aid packages for Ukraine. But Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has said the opposite, promising even more money for Ukraine than Biden. Where the issue ends up will be closely watched by Pentagon leaders and foreign allies. And those issues of diversity and inclusion that the administration has emphasized in recent years, they'll likely become the focus of more scrutiny from a Republican-controlled Congress. Lawmakers on the right have already sharply criticized how military leaders have handled issues like transgender recruits, anti-racism training, and abortion access. They insist that time spent on those topics has taken away focus from lethality training and readiness. And they're likely to force service leaders to appear on Capitol Hill to answer questions about whether the ideas behind them are politically motivated, rather than centered on strengthening the military. The midterm results are also expected to bring a host of new faces to congressional defense policy. Already 9 House Armed Services Committee members have announced their departure from Congress next year, and 7 more are in closely contested races on election night. We'll be tracking all the election results as they come in on November 8th. For Military Times, I'm Leo Shane.